All right, here we go across the nation. It's always good to catch a trend, and then the trend seems to be more than a trend. It seems to be an institution. TikTok has blown. It's just blown up so much. And one of the biggest stars on TikTok right now, organically, this is not a celebrity that just gets on there. This is somebody that becomes a celebrity. Ethan Trace on the Adam Bomb Show. Welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me, Adam. It's been a while.
Yes, and I want a backstory, and we'll get to that here in a little bit. But I do want to talk about everything TikTok. I want to talk about everything that got you into this. But you're no stranger to actually being on camera. And let's first talk about that, because I think we have to understand, getting on TikTok. But you have like a film career already before this happened.
That is true. I actually went to school to be behind the camera and work in the film industry.
Okay, so tell me, when you go to school and you're like, okay, I want to do the film industry, do you want to be the guy that's like, yeah, I'm in front of the camera? Or are you open to everything?
Well, I am very open to everything. I've always wanted to be like Quentin Tarantino.
Mm-hmm.
He is one of my idols. He is not just a director, he's a writer, and he also makes a point to make a cameo, whether it's big or small, and just be a part of the production in his projects. So he does the full thing.
Yeah.
And when I first started out on the social media app Vine,
Mm-hmm.
I loved being in front of the camera, but Vine eventually got deleted because there was no income for it, and Twitter, it was owned by Twitter, and Twitter was losing money. And so Vine ended, and I thought that was the end for me. I didn't think I'd have another shot, so I had accepted the fact that I probably wouldn't make it again. And I dove full-time into getting my degree and going to school for film. And I wanted to be the next hotshot director.
Mm-hmm.
And we learned everything. I went to Chattahoochee Tech right here in Georgia. They have a great film program. It's very hands-on. You learn how to direct. You learn how to manage and work the cameras, lights, editing software, audio editing software, and everything. And I graduated. And I got an internship with my boss, which eventually turned into a full-time job. And we were working on a movie called Charlie's Christmas Wish.
Okay.
Which is going to be in theaters this Veterans Day. And we're actually partnering with a bunch of companies. As talked about in the movie, it's about a soldier coming home from the war and trying to blend back in with civilization.
Yeah.
And comes to find out that there are a lot of veterans who are homeless across the country, and they serve their country, and this is they have nothing. And so the movie is about building these houses for homeless veterans, and that's actually a project that we're looking to do outside of the movie.
Wow,
And
that's cool.
Yeah, across the nation, we're partnering with a bunch of military-friendly companies. There's especially one big one in Kansas City, which is very, very big veteran city there. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, so it's killing two birds with one stone. We talk about the homeless veterans issue in the movie, and we're going to be actually partnering with Home Depot and building houses for these vets.
Man, this is stuff I'm learning about you, Ethan, that I didn't even know. I mean, you find out things that people that you know. It's the Adam Bomb Show and Ethan Trace from TikTok,
Exactly.
who is just more than TikTok, as we're finding out. You can follow him at Ethan Trace. Let's talk about when we first met. It was at a football game, and you did something on the radio. It was Impression of Little John. Nailed it. And you have other impressions in the bag. And at that time, you were on Vine, obviously. When you were doing those things, did you ever think that this could be something that could brand you? Not necessarily doing the impressions, but being on an app, and then everybody being like, oh, wait, this guy, hey, we recognize him. We want to follow what he's doing. We want to consume what he's doing. Did you ever think that would happen at that point?
I didn't think that it was going to be the level that it turned into. My ultimate goal when I was on Vine was to get recognized for my voices mainly.
Yeah.
And try to become a voice actor. That's been one of my dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And because I also sing and play a bunch of instruments. So I had also auditioned for American Idol in The Voice.
I remember that. I do remember that, yeah.
But I never got through on that. And so I said, okay, we're probably going to put that on hold and just work on the voices and the film industry and do anything I can to just help people in their everyday lives or inspire them. I get messages from people all the time who tell me that they've been bullied or they have Asperger's. I actually am autistic. I have Asperger's. And for people to see the stuff that I can do and how I don't allow that to hold me back, I've learned to adapt to it over the years. Much more so since the last time we met, actually. And they're like, you were so inspiring. I also have autism, or like I don't have much confidence, but you gave me confidence. I've given people the courage to stand up to bullies, to come out to their parents, and those kind of messages of just me making videos in front of my phone. It really puts things into perspective of how big of an influence that some people can have.
Right.
And that means the world to me.
Really quick, I want to know, if you could be a voice actor right now, what cartoon would you love to voice? What character?
Ooh. Like what show would I want to be on?
Yeah, what show? Let's go what show. We'll make it a little broader for you.
I would love to be on South Park.
Okay.
Family Guy. Archer, which made here in Georgia. A huge fan of Sterling Archer. Do you want ants? Because that's how we get ants, Lana.
Listen, going through Ethan's TikToks, you're going to see a lot of and hear a lot of that. And I love that. It's great to see it in person, you know, because, I mean, listen, people are seeing you on their phone, but when they see you in person and interact with you, it's cool to actually see the actual come to life, the voice and everything.
Oh, definitely. I've had a lot of people come up to meet me in public, and that's not even the first thing they say. They're like, wow, you're so friendly. I'm like, I'm just a person. and then they ask me to do the voice in person because they just see that, oh, hi, nice to meet you. Do you want a picture or something? And then they say, can you do the voice of Eddie Murphy? And then I'm just like, man, everybody love when I do the Eddie Murphy voice. Dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow. Man, Hercules, Hercules, Hercules. And when they see me go from 0 to Eddie Murphy, it's like, oh, wow, okay, this is big.
That's a huge talent, though, Ethan, to be able to do that, because a lot of people, if they're going to do an impression, it takes them a minute. But it literally took you a second.
Yeah.
You know, like that's some talent to be able to do that. I love it. Ethan Trace is on the Adam Bomb Show. Ethan at Ethan Trace on TikTok. And so I am impressed by the example you're setting for yourself, because you're helping people overcome bullying, helping people overcome their fears and whatever. But for you, what has TikTok done for you personally? Because there's a lot of people that are just on it, just messing around. But you really take it seriously because you want to really build something.
Exactly. I approach it like a business. I have a lot of friends on social media who actually got famous by not taking the app seriously and just making funny videos, which, like I said, when I started out on Vine, it took me a minute to figure out what my audience was. And once I figured it out, I just hit the ground running. And then when Vine ended, and then I took a hiatus, and then my friends from Vine came a calling from the old days, and they told me about this app called TikTok. They said, you got to get back in the game. I immediately knew what to do. But obviously, TikTok is a little harder to adjust to because it's a different style. So I took what I had learned from Vine and just adapted it to the styles of TikTok. Like, for example, there was a trend where people, they go in front of their mirrors and it's like a progression. They're like, this is me 1 day of doing so-and-so. This is me 2 days after doing so-and-so. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I could do that with one of my impressions. So I did an impression of Jensen Ackles from Supernatural. It's like, this is me 1 day of watching Supernatural. This is me 2 days of watching Supernatural. This is me 3 days of watching Supernatural. Come on, Sammy. And it just blew up from there. And I'm like, I knew, because I had learned from being on other social media apps that there's a formula to doing this. It's an algorithm of, you got to think of what's the best time to post, what are you going to put in your caption, your camera angles. You got to put, I like to call it comment bait. You got to think of, so what I do, and this is a formula for making videos as well. You got to have good lighting and good quality camera and good camera angles, because it's all psychology. You got to think of what's engaging to people's eyes. So first thing that's going to grab people's attention is the topic in the video. It's like, okay, he's doing an impression or he's doing a comedic rant. That's the first thing.
Okay.
Then I subtly throw in something else, like the t-shirts that I wear. They're like, oh my God, he's wearing a Supernatural t-shirt. I love Supernatural. And then I'll subtly put on something else where I'll just pick up, say, a hairbrush and drop it like a mic drop, and then they say, boom, did he just drop a hairbrush like a mic? Boom, comment number 3. and just any other kind of thing. There's a formula to this. And so knowing that, going on TikTok, it really helped me just hit the ground running. And once you get it figured out and you're just pumping it out like a well-oiled machine,
Yeah.
you're good.
Listening to this from the pro Ethan Trace, TikTok advice, I guess, or TikTok tips. That means something. TikTok tips from Ethan Trace, this little side business. Because it's good. It's stuff that I don't even know. And obviously, you know, a lot of everybody's on, let's start with the Beast Facebook, and then you go to Instagram and Twitter. But TikTok, man, why do you think TikTok is so popular more than Vine and more than anything that's caught on? Why do you think it is for the average person? Just to watch, just to try to attempt to do things.
Well, I will say this, Adam, and I have seen a lot of celebrities coming onto TikTok as well.
Yeah.
I jumped on before the wave, but I think it was about August or September. You started getting people like Howie Mandel and all them, and Terry Crews jumping on TikTok, and so they are too. Now, the thing that I like about TikTok, which is what I tell people is definitely my thing, is I have nothing to hide. I'm a very upfront person. I will tell you things like they are. I will show you the personality that I am in person, on camera. And you see these things like the apps like Instagram. You see everything through such a filter where everything looks so perfect. And sometimes it can bring people down, like others watching. They're like, wow, I wish that I was perfect like that. Or you see people at red carpet events, and you're just like, that looks so cool. But on TikTok, you get those people. Even Jessica Alba is making a rise on TikTok. You see all these funny behind the scenes things of just them being natural, and that's the stuff that people relate to.
Right.
And so, because everybody wants, it's the same thing with vlogging. Like David Dobrik. You look at his Instagram and you're like, oh, wow, he's doing something cool. But when you take the vlog and you see what goes on behind the scenes, that's the adventures that people want to see, because it feels like, in a way, that they're actually there.
Interesting. Man, Ethan Trace on the Adam Bomb Show from TikTok. This is impressive. Real quick, tell me the movie that you worked on that's coming in theaters again. It's in May, right? What's it called again?
It's going to be November 11th.
November 11th,
on Veterans Day. And there's actually another project that I will tell you about in a minute that is in the works right now. That is one of mine.
Okay.
Okay. So the movie is called Charlie's Christmas Wish.
Okay.
Again, it's a 2-in-1 movie. It's a story about veterans. To all my veterans out there, thank you for your service, and those currently serving, men and women in uniform everywhere. We appreciate you. And it's also a Christmas family-friendly dog movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Exactly.
Dude,
so,
everybody loves dog movies,
everybody
right?
loves dogs.
What's your favorite type of dog?
My favorite type of dog is got to be a tie between Boston Terrier. I have 2 of them. Their names are Jessie and Sophie.
Okay, shout out to Jessie and Sophie.
And a dog I really want someday is an Australian Shepherd.
Oh, yeah, any type of shepherd, man. I have a hunting dog and a Chinese crested. Cool, but I want a shepherd so bad.
They are so fluffy and so beautiful.
Yes,
so anyways,
I want it.
You had asked me earlier what made you make the change from going to work behind the scenes, and asked, I want to be in front of the camera. So I was working on set, and we had casting directors on set, and they just saw me being me, just bebopping around with all this energy. And one of them pulls me aside one day, and they said, "Can I ask you a question?" Yeah. "What are you doing on this movie?" I'm like, I'm a PA. And they're like, "You have way too much personality to be behind the camera."
Oh, you're getting a phone call. This is funny. During the interview, Ethan's getting a phone call because I did. I could actually see. Listen, that was probably one of his directors calling him right now. Perfect. I'm like, so-and-so's calling. That's funny. So you want to get your itch to get in front of the camera comes from being on a movie set and somebody noticing it.
Oh, yeah, exactly. They gave me a number of a few of their friends who work in the casting department, and they said, "I think that these people will help you." It's helped me reach out to a bunch of my friends who work in the industry, which, if you're in the industry, it is a very tight-knit family. I met one of my friends the guy who does my hair, actually, David Alexander. I want to tell you a story that's upcoming event that I'm going to be a part of.
Okay.
And just in a minute about him, but he's an actor, and I met a couple of my friends who are actors that work with him, and then I started going to these events that I got invited to, and when I saw that we had actors who were local to Atlanta that were in Charlie's Christmas Wish that were going to the same parties as the people that I had met outside of that, they all know each other. It was like, oh wow, this really is a small world.
Yeah.
Everybody knows each other.
It's pretty intense that you think of a business being so worldwide, but it's just a small group of people.
Oh,
you
it
know?
is. Especially with content creators too.
Yeah.
Like all these events that I
Oh, then that's what I wanted to talk to you. Man, you're the perfect setup. Ethan, you could be a co-host or a host of something because you set it up so well. Ethan Trace is on the Adam Bomb Show from TikTok. The event you did, we were talking about this off mic in Orlando. Was it Playlist Live? Is that what it was?
Playlist Live 2020.
Okay, so I'm watching the videos and I see you down there and some other people, and I know some people that went down there. To be able to bring everybody together on just an app on your phone, or
Exactly.
how cool was that to see people that really loved your content and people that wanted to meet you?
Well, I have to tell you, Adam, I actually got a notification on my phone as soon as I left Playlist that what happened a year ago was that I had just hit 5,000 followers on TikTok, and this was the same time that Playlist was happening last year. And I had never attended anything as a creator before. So I'd never been to Playlist. I'd never been to VidCon. I'd never been to anything. And so this was my first go round, and which is very weird, going from being a nobody to having 1.5 million followers, walking around and having all these kids and these amazing fans come up to me. I'm just walking through this hotel where the event was, and they're like, "Oh my God, you're Ethan Trace. Can I get a picture and a video with you?" And I'm like,
wow.
Absolutely. It was so often, and I was freaking out because I'm like, all these people that are here, they know who I am, and I'm not even one of the biggest creators that's on this app.
Yeah, did you get another camera thing? See, this is the behind the scenes stuff we were talking about. Ethan actually does everything. There should be 2 or 3 of Ethan for the amount of things you're doing. It's crazy.
Exactly.
But is it exhausting for you being, you're at an event like Playlist and so many people are coming? Is it a little exhausting sometimes or overwhelming just because?
Well, I'm an extrovert. I thrive on the energy of other people.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to get a little more overwhelmed when I'm by myself, but I will tell you, a bunch of my friends will joke, "Oh, Ethan never runs out of energy." With how much that was going on this weekend, I actually did get a little tired. But I think of it's a very fun environment to be in, because I'm just going around, and the more I'm getting energized, the more energy I have. So I'm getting excited from talking to these fans and taking pictures with them, and I'm running off to go hang out with my friends. I actually got access to be in the TikTok VIP lounge, so I actually go to after parties, and so I'm seeing these people. I work in the film industry, and I hang out with actors all the time, so I don't really get starstruck.
Yeah.
But I'm walking in, and the first person I see, all you listeners, I know a lot of you guys are fans of this guy, standing 6 feet away from me is James Charles.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm
that's
just like,
cool.
Oh my God, that's James Charles. I see him in videos on my phone. It was so surreal. And to see all these people that were in an area, I'm just like trying to keep my cool and go around and just hang with them and talk with them. And it's really interesting because there's a lot of people on TikTok who do lip syncing videos and stuff, which I don't really do. I tell story times, and so people already know what kind of person I am when they see me in the videos. But I see these people and they're just lip syncing and smiling. I'm like, I do not know what kind of person this is in real life. And so when I actually got to talk with them and meet them, it was very enlightening because I'm like, oh wow, okay, yeah, these people are also like very down to earth. I'm like, I mean, their type of content is not my style, but I absolutely loved meeting a bunch of these people. They're so friendly, and
what's interesting, Ethan, is I think that from somebody that is looking from the outside in, you doing your own things, not lip syncing, helps you out immensely to be, I think, to have more fans because people already know and connect with you. So it's like you're a friend to them or you're somebody that they already know and can approach. Whereas people that aren't doing that, that may hinder that kind of behavior.
Exactly. Because I see on TikTok, there's a lot of people who do lip syncing and they'll do these dances. Like Charlie D'Amelio is the biggest person on TikTok right now, popularity wise, and everybody loves doing her dances.
Right.
She is an absolute sweetheart. So she does like these dances. The biggest one was the Renegade dance.
Yes.
And so I'll see all these people in my feed doing like the Renegade dance. It's like, okay, that's cool. Everybody's doing the Renegade dance. But the thing I tell people when they ask me advice is how to grow as a creator, not bringing any of the other content creators down, but what the question I tell them is what's going to keep people coming back to your page every day? What do you uniquely have to offer?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I do my voices and I tell stories and I have my personality, and that's what keeps people coming back because they're always curious about the adventures and stories that I have to tell. And one of the things that I really like doing on TikTok that I am always very careful about to not cross any lines is I will address some very not super hot topic things, but I will say things that are outside the norm. And I will address them, and all the comments, they're like, wow, it's so cool to see somebody so comfortable with talking about that. It's like, I thought I was the only one thinking that. I just didn't know what to say. And I'm
yes. Yes, that's a good spin on that. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Gosh, Ethan, you're covering it all, man. Ethan Trace, at Ethan Trace on TikTok. And obviously in movies now on the Adam Bomb Show. So we learn a lot about you. We learn a lot about what you're doing on TikTok. Pretty much your regular life. But when Ethan is off the app, what does he like to do? Off the phone. Not working. You can't say film. You cannot say film, Ethan. You have to say something else that you decompress and do. Where will we find you?
You will find me working out at the gym. I'm a huge fitness enthusiast.
I see those pics, by the way. I'm just saying. He posts them all the time. Were you deadlifting today? How much you deadlifting, Ethan?
Ethan doesn't deadlift. He has a bad back.
Is that what it is? Okay, I don't even know. I don't remember what it was, but it was something.
Yeah, I like hanging out with friends. I try to make videos for YouTube, and because I'm trying to showcase more of my voice acting stuff.
Yeah.
And I have a professional mic setup that I want to do. And when I'm off the app, I still have this desire to just create stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like I'll post videos on TikTok, but then I want to post something that's not in the style of TikTok. Because on TikTok, you got to be quick and engaging. But if you post on something like YouTube, people go there for those kind of videos. And what I posted before is just me sitting in front of a microphone doing a bunch of impressions in a professional setup.
Okay.
A podcast is in the works.
Okay.
That I have a few people who have already, even a couple of actors who have already agreed to when the show launches to jump on that. And so that's one of the things that I'm working on outside of the app as well. I'm very passionate about writing. I'm also a screenwriter.
Do you sleep? Yeah, I mean, come on. Do you eat?
We will never sleep because sleep is for the weak. But I'm very passionate about screenwriting, and that was another thing that I wanted to tell you about. Is that a project that is in the works? Is a movie that I wrote.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, and we are in the final process of getting investors behind the project and casting a few of the big roles, but looking to start filming in a few months.
Wow, that's so cool, man. That is so cool. Ethan Trace on the Adam Bomb Show. I want to wrap it up. Your current favorite impression to do. Okay, that just, you've been working on and you got it, man. This is what you like to do right now, this second.
I'd have to say it's a tie between Eddie Murphy and Captain Jack Sparrow.
Okay, so we heard Eddie Murphy, right?
Yeah.
Let me hear Captain Jack Sparrow.
Let me tell you what it's like to be on the Adam Bomb Show as Captain Jack Sparrow. Some pirates prefer port, and I prefer rum. And I just have one question for Adam. Why's the rum always good, mate? Sammy?
Johnny Depp, if you're out there, I'm a huge
Hey,
fan of you, man.
I feel like I'm in the movie. That's what I feel like. It's like, what? Where am I at? Man, it is so good to get you on the radio and across the nation here. And dude, I love the ideas you have, man. There's a lot there. There's a lot going on.
Thank you.
That is a lot going on. But that's, hey, man, you're successful on so many things right now. You might as well be successful in everything you want to do, you know?
Yeah.
Honestly, it's just we got to get more than 24 hours in a day. I'm just saying.
Cover as much ground as I can.
All right, Ethan Trace, at Ethan Trace on TikTok with movies coming out. We'll link those up, by the way, at adambombshow.com on the future projects. Man, thanks so much for coming by.
Hey, thank you so much for having me, Adam.
Bam.